welcome to another Outdoor Intrigue adventure. We're out here in the very sunny and warm Cairngorms today. It's about 17 degrees in the car park, I think it was, which is ridiculous because it's the end of March and there's still snow up here. And I think this week coming we've got more snow forecast as well all over the Highlands. So we're experiencing some incredible weather, which makes it pretty sweaty work coming uphill. But we've got a ways up, and just behind me is the beautiful Lochnagar. And we're out here to do the 5 Munros surrounding this. So we're going to be up and doing a loop up and around, coming back down again with a wild camp out tonight, and really looking forward to it. Megs is with me. We've got everything we need in our packs, food, our shelter, some warm bits and pieces. About, I think, 9 kilograms I'm carrying, about 8 kilograms Megs is carrying. We've got crampons and ice axe with, because the snow conditions have been so varied we thought we'd bring them. And we'll bring you along for the adventure and some incredible views. England, thy beauties are tame and domestic, to one who has roved on the mountains afar. Oh, for the crags that are wild and majestic, the steep frowning glories of dark Lochnagar. There's Mr. Mountain Hare, just there amongst the rocks. There he is, just there.
Munro number 1 of the trip, Lochnagar. Left our packs down there for a brief moment to let our backs dry out a little bit because it's hot and sweaty work coming up here. And now we're going to get on to probably Munro number 2 and find somewhere to camp. Looks like we've got a lot of snow up here still, so no problems in terms of getting water. We can just melt that because it doesn't look like there's loads of water sources. There's a frozen loch, but that's about it. So yeah, just going to enjoy the views and then crack on that way.
So we heard some running water just over on the side of the hill here. And we've come over and there's a load of snow melt just coming like directly out the hillside. Still up about over 1,000 meters up here, so it's going to be plenty clean, this water. So yeah, going to fill everything up now because there's a good chance that we're not going to have any water source before we now pitch for the night, because we're going to head down through here and then up over that side. Hopefully get to the second Munro summit first and then pitch up and watch the sunset, but we'll fill up with water first. That's cold. So that's our second Munro of the route done. 3 more to go, but it's just gone 6 o'clock, so we've only got just over half an hour until sunset. So the plan now is to continue on a little ways, but also start looking for somewhere that we like the look of to pitch up for the night. And yeah, it's incredible. There's hardly a breath of wind. I think it's due to pretty much stay that way. I don't think it's going to get much windier. Might pick up very slightly, but not a lot. And I don't think it's even going to get that cold even up here. We're up over 1,000 meters, and I think tonight, you know, it's only going to get down to around 0 probably. We'll check and see, but yeah, seems like it's going to be a real mild one. Crazy. We can, once we've pitched up, sit out and have dinner outside. Getting really treated this week by the Highlands. Right, let's have a little look for somewhere to camp for the night, I guess. Hello, guy. just losing the sun over here. We've still got a little bit until sunset, maybe 20 minutes or so, I think. There she is.
There's a lovely glow happening.
Beautiful, yeah, the light over here is very beautiful. Little river crossing here. Nothing major. We had to come down from just up here. Woohoo! Now we're heading up and on. So beautiful.
What a sunset.
It's glowing. Look at the gold, and
Yeah.
it's just doing it even deeper as the sun's dipping now. Whoa, you can literally see the colour change. Oh. We've got Munro 141 just ahead here.
This will be the halfway point.
And that's it. That's the third Munro of this route. We carried on a little bit. The sun's set now, but the colours in the sky are beautiful. And me and Meggy's just touched it both at the same time, the cairn, because this is 141 for both of us. We started together and we've hit halfway together. So halfway through the Munros, which is pretty exciting. Another 141 to go. There's been some cool memories for sure, and some amazing experiences, and it drags you all over the place with driving around the highlands to places you wouldn't always go, and experiencing just these incredible spaces, amazing views, and spending time together. And I guess it's like a form of therapy sometimes. You just have time to be quiet on your own when you're hiking, even when we're together, and then you have time to talk and laugh and be silly, and then you have time to just look at these things. Pretty special.
Just moseying around, having a look for somewhere to pitch the tent, and found an aeroplane wing. So I'm guessing something must have crashed at some point. I'll look the details up and put them on screen for you so you can learn more about whatever happened. And there's something else over here, like maybe part of the fuselage or something. Maybe an engine? Wow. Finding loads of bits of plane all over the side of this hill. Holy moly, that's big. Oh look, there's a something on it. W. I don't know enough about planes to tell you what this is.
Really like the one. There's our home for the night. All set up. There's Meggy's. Yeah. Because it's so mild, even though we're 1,037 metres up where we've pitched in the Cairngorms, it's so mild and the forecast is so good that I've left at the moment the, I'll show you here. I've left the lid, this top panel, off, just tucked down there. And we can look at the stars and have extra venting. There's just like no bad weather forecast whatsoever. So yeah, you can see there's all gear tucked in. Got our water. It's pretty rocky under the ground here, so it was a bit difficult getting the pegs in at all, but it wasn't too much of a worry. I probably didn't even have to put the guy lines out And the Allak is freestanding, so it would be fine even without, but it's force of habit. It's always one of those things. I always put the guys out generally. And there's Maggie's tucked up in her sleeping bag. She's got her pack over there, using the HMG, which one is it? Southwest 2400?
Yeah.
And what boots have you got there? That's the Salomon Ultra.
Put it on screen because I can't remember.
And you're trying out still for a review, testing the Rab Alpine 600 women's version?
With the women's cut specifically. Yeah, so far so good. It's reminded me how much I miss Pertex.
Yeah.
Material, it's so soft.
Yeah, I really agree, because that quilt I'm using over there is the Kahtoola Gear Palisade, and that uses Pertex, and it's so nice and soft. And I haven't been using it because it's not a winter quilt, so I've been using my winter quilt, which isn't Pertex, and it's exactly the same. I'm like, oh man, it's so nice and soft. Feels so good. Yeah. I brought the 9mm poles for the Allak this time because 10mm poles would just be overkill, and I was just carrying extra weight for no reason, and knew the forecast was really good, and so just brought the 9mm poles with. There's the maximum wind gust we're going to experience is 12 mile an hour according to the forecast, so I don't think it'll be too bad. But yeah, you can see we're all pitched in. We'll show you the views in the morning when the sun rises, because it should be pretty beautiful. There's some amazing surroundings where we are. Yep. And now it's time to make dinner, I would say. I've got the Bonfus pack with me, and I've added some Treadlight gear, hip pouches and a phone pouch as well. And yeah, both using Neo X-Lite mats as usual, Old Faithfuls. And that's about it for now. I'll show you through this way. Hi. Right. I know.
What's for dinner, chef?
I have got real termat. This is a Thai curry. It's really good, this one. And Maggie's has got a real termat. It's same as we had on a recent one.
Yeah, exactly the same.
Squash and sweet corn casserole. You can tell what our favourites are. They're really good, these, though. They're just so tasty. And they've got decent calorie, 481, 510, so pretty good. And then we've got also, this stuff is really tasty. Salty pretzel, oat milk chocolate.
It was a birthday present from my uncle.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Part of.
And then we have got Horlicks, and with the Horlicks we've got hazelnut chocolate praline cookie and a chocolate peanut butter soft bake filled cookies. Yum yum yum. Well, that's us, all tucked up.
Ready for bed.
We've had dinner, chocolate, I just had a cookie, some Horlicks. I've got this really beautiful down hood on, my down bonnet.
It's very cute.
It's very warm. It's a Z-Pax down hood, and it's
It blocks out a lot of sound as well. You can't attenuate your voice.
it does, hello! It does reduce my ability to hear a bit. But it's nice and warm, and if you use a quilt, it gives you a nice way to keep your head warm. So that's handy. Maggie's is all snugged in. And yeah, it's really cool. We've got the, I'll turn it around in a second and show you, but the wind's picked up a little bit. It's a very mild breeze, which is all on the forecast. So I've closed the two inner doors, left the outer doors open for the minute, just to try and reduce condensation overnight. And I've left these two top bits open, as well as the hood off of the Allak, so you can literally lie here and see the stars, which is very cool.
Very cool.
But anyway, I'll show you that, and then we say goodnight.
Good night. Night, friends.
And we'll see you for sunrise in the morning. Bye.
Bye.
So that's the sun just risen. You can see the warm glow starting to hit the hills around us. And there's a chill in the air. Obviously over 1,000 metres up in the Cairngorms here, it's still cold in the morning, even when it's mild. Just beautiful. I just popped the hood on the tent up. We did sleep with it off all night, but I just popped it up to dry it off a bit as well, because where it was sat, clipped down on the side over here. It's obviously got a bit wet from sort of morning dew and everything, which is all frozen on the ground. So yeah. Megs is in there somewhere, getting herself ready. Be making some coffee in a minute. Just taking in these morning views. You can see the moon just about over there. It's not quite set yet. It's a very late moonrise yesterday. I think it only came up around 4 AM or so. We were looking at the stars. Every time I woke up, I'd lie and look at the stars, because without this hood on, obviously you can have those vents open at the top, like I showed you. This is cool. Wow. Well, there's Lochnagar, just over there. That was the first summit yesterday. And there's a bright sunrise coming up. Everything's frozen nice and hard still in the morning. If you do come out wild camping these times of year, even when there's not much snow, in certain areas, even less than what you got here in the Cairngorms, sometimes you still end up needing crampons or spikes of some sort at least, just to get across the freshly frozen morning snow. What's slushy in the afternoon and in the day when you're coming up is often solid ice when you're setting off in the morning at first. Can feel the warmth of the sun. There's Meggies. Up and out. Got some water on the boil now. Just had the gas tucked in. Maggie's sleeping bag to warm it up a little bit. Got the trusty Soto Windmaster. And yep, just gonna make some coffee. That's the tent view this morning. Maggie's having a trek bar over here. And that's her view. We were warm and toasty through the night. A little bit damp at the bottom of the bags because we're on a slight slope, so we've obviously pushed down into the bottom of the tent, and then you're touching the outer to some degree through the inner. It's pretty common that can happen, but it's very light, and it dries out. You don't have to worry too much about that kind of thing as long as you're not soaking stuff out. It can be more of an issue when you're out for multiple days at a time, and you need to try and think about how to mitigate it a little bit more. But these are both hydrophobic down, so they're treated, and I have found that to be much more resilient to water. First-hand experience with it when washing at home. The two old sleeping bags, one untreated and one treated, and the difference in dry time, it was absolutely ridiculous. The treated one dried so much quicker, which I assume is because it absorbed less water in the first place. But yeah, there you go. That's us packed up, had breakfast, chilled out for a few minutes, packed everything away, got the tent down, so leave no trace as always. Be respectful of the areas, these beautiful areas that we all love so much. Let's take care of them and make sure that we keep them this way. So yep, everything that we have brought will come with us. If we find litter on the way, we always take it with us too. And the other thing to mention is, I think if you can, you should really be looking to pitch late and leave early. That's always the way that I was taught and what we do. Especially if you're in areas where you might have other foot traffic, so like near Munro summits, or you're in the Lake District. If you're going to be interfering with other people's day and ruining their views, then think twice about where you're pitching your tent or when you're pitching your tent. You know, if you pitch just off of a main route, that'll help. And if you pitch later on, if you're the last people on the mountain like we were last night, I mean, we only saw one other person the whole day anyway. And then, you know, in the morning leaving reasonably early. Or if you want to be pitching your tent and leaving out all day, find a space where there isn't anyone and you're well away from the normal flow of foot traffic. Just to be respectful of other people as well. That's it. Let's get going. I guess we'll enjoy the sunshine and on we go.
Cairngorms, 1,012 metres. Munro number 4 of the trip. Yeah. I think we slept higher than this last night. It's crazy, some of the loops that you can put together in the Cairngorms. It doesn't feel like there's enough distance or a drop between them. It's lovely being up here. Get so many in one trip. Yeah. Number 4, on to number 5.
And that's it, Munro number 5 of the route, broad cairn. It's 998 metres up, and that's us done on the Munros for this particular route, and we're up to 143 in total. So now we just got to drop down and all the way back out to the car, about 9k or so walk out from here, and warming up in the sun already. Luckily the snow and ice has still been pretty frozen, so it's been a lot easier to walk on, but not so frozen or angled that we've needed crampons. We've brought them with us but haven't needed them at all on the route because of this weather lately. So, but yeah, back out we go. Well, sadly it's time to say goodbye. We're about 6 kilometres left of our walk out along this loch on this beautiful track down, and hopefully you've really enjoyed the outing. It's been a brilliant one for us. We've had our halfway point of the Munros hit, got in 5 new ones in incredible weather. Again, we're really getting treated by the Highlands. We're overdue a bit of a battering, I'm sure. And if you did enjoy it, then hit that thumbs up to like it. Think about subscribing to the channel. Check out some of our other videos. There's lots of content like this and reviews. Also check us out on Instagram at Outdoor Intrigue. We really appreciate everyone that comments. If you have any questions, then please do leave them down below. We'll always get back to you. Otherwise you can DM us directly on Instagram if there's anything you want to know about the gear we use or the places we go. But otherwise we'll say goodbye here and take care of yourselves. Thank you very much.